Welcome to Freed on Business. He grew up in South Florida, has been in business here since the early 90s, and has closed over $3 billion in deals. He's seen it all. He always has an opinion, and he's always ready to share it. Informed, entertaining, and connected, he has his finger on the pulse of South Florida's business community. He's Jim Freed, and this is Freed on Business.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 831. Today's topic is going to be spirituality and how it applies to being successful in business. I think it's a real good lesson to learn and a good topic considering the things that recently happened at Blackstone to the head of their REIT department. There's lots of people every day that get involved and things happen to them, and you kiss them goodbye and they don't come back. From my window, we were able to see a bunch of young kids get run over by a barge in Biscayne Bay. So these things happen, and one of the most important things is to stay grounded in business. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. I want to welcome everybody to today's show. I want to remind you we're streaming live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Instagram. Look for us at Freed on Business or at Jim Freed. And again, as I discussed, we're talking about spirituality and how it intersects with business. I want to thank our friends at Warren Henry, who I'm connected to for a significantly long period of time. They and I both see things. We have what I like to call value system alignment, which is really important, not only in your business life, but also in your personal life. And here we go. Let's talk a little bit about spirituality in business. As I said, a lot of the events that have gone on over the past few weeks have really impacted me. My wife actually looked at me and said the other day, wow, life is really short. What's going on in America today? She said that right after she saw the person walking into the building in New York City with a long rifle. I don't even know how the guy got across the plaza, comes in and kills the guard who was just simply there doing his job, and then went upstairs and killed some executives. And it was really a horrible thing, but it points out that life is short. In the real estate business, I've lost a number of friends in a too early fashion, including my good friend Hank Rodstein, another business associate, Marty Taplin. He was the owner of the Sagamore. Both passed way before their time, and it really puts things into perspective. So one of the things that I've learned to do that was taught to my family and I by the famous Lubavitcher Rabbi Lipskar here in Bal Harbor is when you want something, you write a letter to God. And it was very effective when my wife and I were looking to find a kidney for her. We actually were able to connect with a woman that we did not know from Broward County, Betty DiMartini. You could take a look at some of the past episodes or Google Vivian Freed Kidney in Miami, and you'll see the story of Betty and Vivian. So I really do believe that there's a real role for spirituality in the world. And I want to start off with, I'm just really going to kind of go through a list of some stream of consciousness. The first thing I always ask for is for the ability to forgive myself and to be allowed to forgive myself. If you don't forgive yourself, you're pretty much not going anywhere else in life. If you can't forgive yourself, you can't forgive others. Next off, we have very highly emotionally charged relationships with our family and some of the people that we work very closely with in business. So I always ask for the ability to forgive not only myself, but others that I know in my family and in business. This theory of forgiveness is something that we can do and could do an entire show on, and it's extraordinarily important. Then in the Jewish religion, we talk about the first and second temple. We call that the Beit HaMikdash. I use it as an allegory for my body. I really want God to allow me to be as holy as the synagogue, the temple in ancient times, and then I want Him to allow me to project what the Lubavitch Chabad referred to as the Mashiach, or the Messiah, the Messianic era, which I want to project as goodness and kindness to everybody and to project and to bring the energy that we expect someday to come in that messianic period by coming through me every day and projecting that. Believe me, everybody, it's not that easy to do. And it goes back to the first thing I mentioned is you got to forgive yourself, because there's really so many different facets to us, to a person, a human being. And there's the regular everyday part and then the spiritual part. I work extraordinarily hard to forgive myself for being just a normal person and to strive for a higher level of spirituality, both in my personal life and business. I pray for the fact that I want good health, and I want good health for my family. It's something I see every day, people that don't have good health. In fact, I was just talking to our friends at Miami Podcast Production, Miami Podcast Studios. We were discussing a person that had long COVID. They've had it for a year, and they have incredibly difficult life because of that. It's one of the reasons that I protect myself all the time, because I can't bring something like that home. Where my wife has, the kidney transplant. She's extraordinarily vulnerable, which leads me to my next thing. I talk about give my family and myself the strength of a lion. To be able to face every day, you have to be strong. You have to be able to face the different conflicts that come up, the different way people try to manipulate you in business. And it's extraordinarily difficult unless you're strong and have the strength of a lion. I picked the lion because it's, again, one of the symbols in the Jewish religion. I pray all the time to get success in business. It's, you can't just do it alone. And I bring the spirituality to it, and I release myself. And I know that I'm going to do everything in my power, and the power of the universe, the power of God will come and lift me and propel me to success if I just do the basic things that are placed in front of me. I also, and this goes back to the earlier part where I talked about the Messianic era, I want to project kindness. In Judaism, we pray to project and have the protection of, they call it the shield of Abraham. And I always thought that was a military reference, but it's really not. The shield of Abraham is kindness. And so I work extraordinarily hard to project kindness, to be surrounded by kindness, and to give kindness to others. That trucked right into my next thought, which is that I ask for peace and success in life. Those things come hand in hand. One would argue that the material things we can only control by working the process, as Coach Saban and many other coaches would say. But bringing yourself peace of mind is extraordinarily important. Here's something else that I think is important: recognizing that you are successful and accepting that you're successful and projecting that success. It's sort of all ties into something that it's a book that they called The Secret. I worked extraordinarily hard to project goodness and kindness and have that reflected and come back to me. Something else I think is important is to ask for and create a safe space in your office, and even more so in your home. You have to have some place to go where you can have a refuge from the trials and tribulations of the real world and outside. And I find it to be the home. And I think it's extraordinarily important that the home is a safe space where you feel safe and you can be sheltered from the vagaries and the very difficult things that can go on outside. I always ask to be connected to God and to feel the energy of God through his Torah in the Jewish religion, through the spiritual books that we were given that have helped provide thousands of years of connectivity and a bunch of lessons. And, there's always a duality in the lesson that we're told in the Torah. And I think it always has a connection from either a parable or a direct connection. I always want to connect with my good inner person. I think it's important to ask for that and to focus on that and to realize that you have that. I ask in my spiritual world to get assistance in helping me to set and achieve my goals. I can't see everything, so one of my real goals is to set goals that are achievable, to strive for those goals, and to accept the path on the way to those goals, and really to look for not just my absolute vision of perfection, but also to try to identify the opportunities and to not say no to something, even if it doesn't seem like it's perfect. That could be the absolute right way to go. Next point is to avoid the evil inclination, the inclination to do the wrong thing. That's strong. It happens all the time. I surround myself with people that I can ask questions to, that I have, a similar perspective on things, so that I can get support. Sometimes you really don't know what's right or wrong. It can pull you. The wrong approach may be appealing, but it may not necessarily be the right approach. That's why you have to surround yourself with people that you have moral and spiritual and critical alignment with. Value system alignment. I say it over and over again. It's a term my friend Rebecca Carlson loves. I think it's also important to feel satisfied and to feel happy, to understand that what you have is terrific, and you're a lot better off than a lot of other people, spiritually, financially, your living conditions, your family. You got to be grateful. You read a lot about gratitude. It's something that's extraordinarily important. You've got to be able to also accept what you can't control, and to have as much self-control as you can, because going back to it, that evil inclination, that bad energy that's out there, that's going to come and potentially manipulate you. You have to be able to be strong enough and to step away from that, and have that self-control in order to be able to do that. People are texting me now, giving me the high five and helping me feel good about this. So I'm going to keep going if you don't mind. And here's something that's not that easy to do, but you have to be humble and you have to be proud. Doesn't seem that they go together, but they really do. There's a reason that you're successful, but be humble. Just because you're humble doesn't mean you can't be proud and project all of this. It all is tying together. I hope you're seeing a common theme to everything. I always ask to be able to leave evil and negativity behind, and to accept peace, love, and kindness. Doesn't seem to be really consistent with business, but you're seeing my whole theory of how I'm able to stand up against the vagaries of everything, and in this brings somebody incredible strength. I pray to have focus. Let's face it. I know I have ADD. All the various lists around me would certainly show you that. It's hard for me to keep focus a lot of times. I write everything down so I don't forget it, but I still really, really aspire to have good, solid focus on this. Another thing that's extraordinarily important is to be rejuvenated, inspired, and invigorated. Doing all of that is extraordinarily important. Focused now and today, understanding the hidden meaning that goes on in life. And, I'm going to toss it on over to Miami Podcast Studios. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back to the bottom line, some of the most important things that help me get through every day and have helped me be successful in life. Miami Podcast Studios, I'm grateful for you. Well, we've got a great show today. It's about bringing spirituality and, I'll say it, love and kindness to business. It's all about creating a family atmosphere when you do business. And that's what our friends at Warren Henry do. I want to thank Larry, Eric, Ismet, Warren, all of our friends at Warren Henry who've been sponsors and helped us be part of the family for Wow, 15 years now. It's quite a long time. So I want to thank them. I want to encourage everybody to go be part of the Warren Henry family. They've got alignment of values with me. I'm proud to be their brand representative and to project their values into the community. They've got great stores up at 151st and Biscayne, Land Rover, Range Rover, Jaguar, Lincoln. They've got a great store up in Gainesville that sells Audis. Down in the Keys, they've got a wonderful store in Key West that sells all the great nameplates. They're award-winning Land Rover, Range Rover stores in South Dade and West Broward. They all have one thing in common. They all bring that great value system. They bring the Warren Henry values to you. They make you part of your family. They make sure you're satisfied that you got the best price, the best deal. When you're looking to buy or lease a car, you want to make sure you get every advantage that you can. That's why you check out Warren Henry. You get their special treatment. They make sure you get the best price. They give you a loaner car if you need service. All kinds of great things come with the Warren Henry advantage. So remember, join me, my mom, my beautiful wife, Vivian. We're all members of the Warren Henry family. You should be too. Always the best price, always the best service, always Warren Henry.
Welcome back to Freedom Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freedom Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
When we've been talking about putting spirituality into your approach in business, it's really come into focus with some of the things that have been happening recently, like the random shoot 'em up that happened at Blackstone, where some wonderful people lost their lives, where I've seen folks, some young kids just get run over here in Biscayne Bay recently. And I've lost a number of friends in business that I really just think couldn't take it anymore. But the bottom line is this. The bottom line is that it's important to project leadership into the community. And being a leader means being somebody that other people, God willing, can aspire to. Don't fear the future. Anticipate it in a positive way. Project that. Lead in a positive way. I mentor lots and lots of people. I've been making a bunch of phone calls on my new business initiative with Real Charge Solutions. I'm calling people in the retail business world, people that I haven't spoken to probably in almost a decade or more. I'm going to go up to the ICS, the Orlando show, and I'm going to see them all. And it's an incredible way to reconnect. And the most important thing that I get when I call these people that I haven't spoken to in a number of years is a great positive feedback and positive energy. Jim, it's so great to see you. And that's only built by projecting good positive energy. So you've got to bring that positive energy. I get mine from being spiritual. I've had some beautiful things happen to me in life, and I'm blessed to share those with other people of all ages and all experiences. So reach out to me. You see my email, Freed on Business. I want to remind everybody the bottom line is to be driven by kindness. That's the most important thing. Spirituality, the confidence it brings, project kindness. So that was today's show. I want to thank everybody for being a part of the show. I want to thank our sponsors at Warren Henry. I want to thank our friends at the Kelly Bergstrom Real Estate Center at the Warrington College of Business. I want to remind everybody to reach out to me, contact me, Jim Freed. We've been, putting my phone number, my email address. I want to remind everybody, if you missed any of today's show, you can check out the episode, a replay on any of my social feeds, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitch, or Instagram. I hope that we can all have value system alignment and get along together and make the world a better place. Look for our handles at Jim Freed and at Freed on Business. Head on over to at Jim Freed on YouTube, podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you listen to your audio, we're going to be there. Check out our past episodes. Check out our sponsor, Warren Henry, and of course, the Bergstrom Center for Real Estate Studies. And here's the final wrap up. I give it on every show. It really has extra meaning today. Remember, the person who wants to do something finds a way. The other finds an excuse. Now go out there and make it happen. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Miami Podcast Studio. The rest of the show is yours.